critics are hailing a major federal court challenge to the NSA's mass collection of telephone records. California Senator Dianne Feinstein chairs the Intelligence Committee and joins me now on both of these stories. Well, we got the color right. We matched today, Senator. Thank you very much for joining us today. First, on the budget, 1 million Americans are going to lose long-term unemployment benefits by the end of the year, by December 28th. This is not part of the budget deal. I know there's a promise from Harry Reid to take it up in January. But what do you say to all of those, including many people in your own state?
Well, it's very hard. There are many of us that believe that this particular aspect of unemployment insurance, which is an extension, should continue. There are others that say it should not. And clearly this should not prevailed in this negotiation. I think there are about 170+ thousand Californians who will have their unemployment insurance discontinued, I think, right after Christmas. Now, when it's restored, they will receive it retroactively. But I think the point that's being made by a majority is that people really have to seriously look for work. And this, of course, leaves a chronically unemployed population in some degree of jeopardy. So it's a difficult issue. Many of us believe it should be continued as is for the present time, which means with the extension.
Now, on the subject of the intelligence and the NSA collection, a respected federal judge, Judge Leon, calling it near Orwellian, the NSA collection of massive phone records. And I know it's not content, but it's phone records. And a lot of reforms, including your own, have been suggested, but are not yet in place. And there's disagreement about the reforms. What do you say to the judge? This is the first time there was a hearing that, unlike the FISA court, was actually an adversarial proceeding.
Well, this was not the first time. Last month, there was a hearing of a case, the case of someone providing financial and other support to al-Shabaab. It took place in the Southern District of California. The judge was Jeffrey Miller. He found that the 215 program was constitutional, and the point of issue was specifically that. So you have one case a month ago, which has not been reported on that I've seen, and you have the case of a few days ago, which has been reported on extensively. Now, what does this all mean? This means that clearly it's going to go up on appeal and go to the Supreme Court. And I very much would urge the court to take the case, because the case of Smith v. Maryland, which said there is no right under the Fourth Amendment to an individual to protect this kind of data, was issued in 1979. That's over 30 years ago. And the situation has changed then. So has the need for this. There was no need for this back then. On the other hand, there were not cell phones, there were not a lot of other communication paraphernalia. So I am very eager to see the court take this case. And if they wish to throw out the old case, they will do it. If they wish to change it, they will do it. If they sustain the government's position, they will do that. And we will know once and for all. It is my belief that we live in a world with serious jeopardy to this nation. And those of us on the Intelligence Committee see this frequently. Therefore, this program, in conjunction with other programs, helps keep this nation safe. I'm not saying it's indispensable, but I'm saying that it is important, and it is a major tool in ferreting out a potential terrorist attack. And the Moali case, in effect, was a case right on point, and the judge sustained the constitutionality.
Senator, up until now, the NSA has basically been telling the American people, trust us, we're taking care of you. But there is a break, it seems to me, a credibility gap, a big one. And even Michael Hayden, who used to head the NSA and then the CIA, said that they need to revisit this because they have to better explain to the American people how this is protecting them. This judge said that he could not find any instances of it.
Well, of course, that's wrong. And there have been instances of it. I think those instances have been belittled by and large. There's some 54 instances worldwide. A lot of the information went to countries in Europe. of potential terrorist attacks. There are some in this country, Nazibullah Zazi, the case I just mentioned, which was material support to Al-Shabaab, a Somali terrorist group. The man was convicted, the case was brought, the constitutionality of this particular program was sustained. Now, if people really want us to shove aside a potential method of protection, and the court says it is not constitutional, that does it. That's the end. None of us will defy the constitutionality issue. But what many of us want to do is do what's necessary within the law to keep our nation as safe as we possibly can.
And are you going to proceed with your reform bill? I know that you and Senator Leahy have different approaches to this, very dramatically different approaches.
Well, that's right. We hope to work with the House committee and see if we can move this FISA bill. It probably will not move until we return in January, though, because the House is out and we are limited to just a few things this week, the budget, the defense bill, and some appointments. But I think come January, and we'll have some time to really look at this, and we have been looking at it, but we can always stand more scrutiny, and try to work with the House and see if we can work a bill.
Senator Feinstein, thank you so much. Very good to see you.
You're very
Thanks
welcome.
for joining us today.
Thank you.